Okay, so just quickly, sir, could you share with us what this award means to you that you received today?
It's so meaningful to honor my efforts to try to reform the criminal justice system, but also my participation in the conservative movement for years. To have it come from John Utley and from David Keene, longtime heroes of the conservative movement, and to have it named for John's mother, Freda Utley, for her husband and John's father, who was a martyr to Soviet communism. They know firsthand the pain and destruction that came about of a government that was out of control. And it's meaningful to have people recognize that here in the United States, we're nowhere near that bad, but it's trending that way. And trying to arouse the conservative movement to restrain government and the power of government and the growth of prisons as an industry in California. One of the things we say is prisons are for people we're afraid of, but we're filling them with people we're mad at. And that's not the appropriate role of prisons or the criminal law. So it's just so meaningful. You work hard because it's the right thing, but it's nice to have it recognized too.
And what is your view overall of the conservative movement on this issue?
We're finding a great response. I think there's been a lot of concern for years among conservatives that maybe things are going too far. Prison spending is now the second fastest part of state budgets, second only to Medicaid as far as its growth. It's squeezing out other important needs and costing taxpayers much more, 3 times what it did just 20 years ago. And so I think there's been a growing unease, and conservatives have been looking for leadership on this. And Right on Crime is bringing together Ed Meese, Bill Bennett, Asa Hutchinson, Richard Viguerie, David Keene, Grover Norquist, Chuck Colson, Tony Perkins. These are leaders, Newt Gingrich, respected leaders of the conservative movement that say, this is important, folks. Wake up. We need to restrain this out-of-control spending on prisons and the criminalization of so many things that, frankly, aren't inherently evil or bad. It's just the bureaucrats don't like it.
Okay, and reforming the prison could obviously save taxpayers a lot of money, and it could be very much a bipartisan issue. Do you see Republicans taking the leadership on this issue and trying to bring Democrats into creating some comprehensive legislation?
Yes, in fact, already in Texas it's worked. Jerry Madden, the Republican chair of the Corrections Committee, worked with John Whitmire, the Democrat chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee, with the support of Governor Rick Perry and the Speaker. They pushed through a bill that eliminated 3 new prisons that were going to be built and instead put the money into drug treatment and help for the mentally ill, and also put money, some of that money just back to help the general fund, which was beginning to have trouble, go into deficit. So yes, left and right has worked there. It worked last year in South Carolina. The legislation, bipartisan legislation we worked so hard on, will save $175 million this year and $400 million over the next several years. Governor Scott in Florida, Governor Deal in Georgia, Governor Jindal in Louisiana, Governor Brownback in Kansas, Governor Daniels in Indiana are all committed to doing this. Those are Republican governors taking this on. This is a real sea change, and I think it's really a great time for conservatives to seize on this issue because they can promote public safety, save the taxpayers' money, and transform lives at the same time.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for your time.